All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasher Allah. And a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath who are believing this word, in all truth and in sincerity. Yahweh is the name of the one they ignorantly call God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the one they ignorantly call Jesus. Bahashem is in the name, Rakah is spirit, Kodash is holy, Akyam is brothers, Akwath is sisters. Shalom means peace, and Yasher Allah is Israel in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew. Now I want to go into a lesson through the spirit based on all the things that we've seen this past week. For those who are in the know, the confrontation between the WFI Chicago and the Palestinians. The call to arms or the call to show up to Chicago concerning different camps, and a recent post from this guy, Chief Ephraim, regarding calling Great Millstone cowards, all right, for not portraying a image of carnality, which is basically what Jake is doing. All right, real quick, this is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Because again, it reminds me of what Apostle Gabar says often, understanding what we're a part of. Jake has this machismo, carnal understanding of what we're actually a part of. And when you think about what was happening during the time of Yahweh Shai's walk, the zealots were in full effect. They knew they were Israelites, but they weren't willing to wait on the Lord. They wanted to get it their own way. That's why, they ultimately were the provocation needed for 70 AD to happen. Now, we know Esau's going to come down with a great flood, as the scriptures say. And Jake, our people are going to get caught up in that. And a lot of what these guys who are Israelites are doing, is not wise concerning the bigger picture. It's really just an ego battle, but it's not in wisdom. All right. So I want to grab this real quick. Because you said we're cowards, but this isn't about us winning some carnal battle. If somebody attacks you, of course you defend yourself, but at the same time, wisdom will tell you to be circumspect. Scriptures talk about being circumspect. But what you have is Israelites that they just know that they're Israelites. They don't really understand the time that they're in. They don't really understand precepts like this. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 3. And it reads, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. Because we understand how Esau loves to spin narratives. And these guys are going to basically give Esau what he needs to justify the persecution that's coming. When you think about 70 AD, 70 AD was a combination of things that were happening years before it, dealing with the ancient Sakari and other zealot groups who were basically resisting the power that was over them physically. Now, again, the call to show up to Chicago isn't necessarily about going against the government. It's basically about, as they put it, showing support for WFI Chicago. But then you hear guys say, we want to run around too. You hear these guys, and it's a carnal understanding of what we're a part of. I want to point this out real quick. This is Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 14. And it reads, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel. I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Yasher Allah. Now, when you think about a worm doesn't have any defenses. You think about the words of Yahweh Shah saying, look, be ye harmless as doves. Be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. Because when things were going on during the time of Yahweh Shah, he didn't do a call to arms. When Peter cut the guys, let's get it. When Peter cut the ear off, Yahweh Shah rebuked him. Yahweh Shah told Pilate, if this was my kingdom, my servants will fight. We're not here to be carnal. We're here to preach. So real quick, this is John 18. And I'm going to jump up to 3. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, coming thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. Yahushua therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, Whom seek ye? They answered him, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua saith unto them, I am he. And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with him. As soon then as he had said unto them, I am he, they went backward and fell to the ground. Then asked he them again, Whom seek ye? And they said, Yahushua of Nazareth. Yahushua answered, I have told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me, let these go their way, that the saying might be fulfilled which he spake, of them which thou gavest me have I lost none. Then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it, and smote the high priest's servant, and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Then said Yahushua unto Peter, Put up thy sword into the sheath. The cup which my Father hath given me, shall I not drink it? Then the band and the captain and officers of the Jews took Yahushua and bound him. All right, now the point being is that the Lord didn't tell them to rise up to do some kind of carnal activity. He told him to put his sword in his sheath. Now, don't get me wrong. If your back is against the wall, you have to defend yourself. But again, being wise as serpents is understanding that you're not going to put yourself or other brothers in a position to be harmed. And what guys like Chief Ephraim, what they point out is the carnality of Jake that know that they're Israelites. We're not here to fight skirmishes. We're not here to fight battles physically. If our back is against a wall, then we must defend ourselves. But we're not looking to fight some kind of ego battle in the flesh. And again, understanding what we are a part of is extremely important, man. And a lot of Jake, they just really don't understand what they're a part of. You have this idea that we're going to start Israelite communities and we bringing sticks to camp, and all of these different things is just a culture of Israelites. It's a culture thing, but the Lord isn't coming for the culture. He's coming for the elect. And the Lord told the elect to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Never mind your ego. Scriptures say the servant is not greater than his Lord. When Yahushua was persecuted, did he fight back? You know what? Let's go here. Let's go back to John 18. All right, so this is John 18. And let's just see what they did to our Lord. This is John chapter 18. And I'm going to jump back up to verse 15. And Simon Peter followed Yahushua, and so did another disciple. That disciple was known unto the high priest, and went in with Yahushua to the palace of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door without. Then went out that other disciple, which was known unto the high priest, and spake unto her that kept the door and brought in Peter. Then saith the damsel that kept the door unto Peter, Art not thou also one of this man's disciples? He saith, I am not. And the servants and officers stood there, who had made a fire of coals, for it was cold, and they warmed themselves, and Peter stood with them and warmed himself. The high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue, and in the temple, whither the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, which I have said unto them, Behold, they know what I said. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahushua with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? Yahushua answered him, If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? Now this is extremely this is an extreme example of being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Even reading these words is because our Lord had to actually go through that, and he opened not his mouth, He didn't try to get his own lick back. He bared the indignation of the Lord. And you have this spirit amongst these other camps of this machismo, and it's not that, man. That's not the example Yahushua set for us. Now, again, as a disclaimer, if your back is against a wall and you have to defend yourself, that's one thing. But to go find trouble just to say that that's an ego thing, man. It has nothing to do with the ministry. And the scriptures talk about that the ministry be not blamed. What example did Yahushua set for us? It's John 18:22. And when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahushua with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? Yahushua answered him, If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. But if well, why smitest thou me? Now Annas had sent him bound unto Caiaphas the high priest. And Simon Peter stood and warmed himself. They said therefore unto him, Art not thou also one of his disciples? He denied it and said, I am not. Now, this is showing you, right? I'm going to jump down. I'm going to get some more to count. This is John 18:28. Then led they Yahushua from Caiaphas unto the hall of judgment, and it was early, and they themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled, but that they might eat the Passover. Pilate then went out unto them and said, What accusation bring ye against this man? They answered and said unto him, If he were not a malefactor, we would not have delivered him up unto thee. So here he's being accused of something that obviously Yahushua didn't do. Then said Pilate unto them, Take ye him and judge him according to your law. The Jews therefore said unto him, It is not lawful for us to put any man to death, that the saying of Yahushua might be fulfilled, which he spake, saying, What death he should die. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Yahushua and said unto him, Art thou the king of the Jews? Yahushua answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priest have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Here's the point, verse 36. And Yahushua answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. And this is the king speaking. This is Yahushua saying that this isn't his kingdom. If it was, his servants will fight. Now, again, I'm going to say this disclaimer again. If your back is against the wall, you have to do what you have to do. But to go looking for trouble to create some kind of name for yourself is carnal, it's naive, and it's not of the ministry. And it's really a testament to the understanding of what we're a part of and what time we're actually living in. Now, let's go here. This is Titus chapter 3 and let's start up. Verse 1. Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work, to speak evil of no man, to be no brawlers, but gentle, showing all meekness unto all men. Now, this is the wisdom of the scriptures. Now, obviously, according to prophecy, Esau's going to come down with great wrath. And we understand that this is the gradualism. This is the bait that Esau's going to use to justify coming down with a flood and persecution. And it's clear. It's clear. Yet, this is the wisdom of the scriptures. This is the wisdom that the Lord left us to, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. Meaning there may be an occasion where it's not possible. And it doesn't mean that showing meekness unto all men means you hide the truth. Yet being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove is also understanding and being circumspect of environments and places that you put the people that are around you in intentionally. Real quick, I want to grab this other one. This is 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. All right, so there's two occasions of not being a brawler. All right, because we're not called to be brawlers. We're called to serve Yahweh Shema Shah in truth and in sincerity. And the commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah, all right, is to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves, to preach the gospel, and to the best of our ability give no offense, that the ministry be not blamed. And these events that are happening are testaments that we're in a sense we're living Acts all over again, because Yahweh Shah had to deal with zealots, those who knew that they were Israelites, but they didn't have the spirit of the wisdom that was given through Yahweh Shah, of being wise as serpents and harmless as doves, as being subject unto the higher powers, all right, as being meek to the best of our ability and at peace with all men if at all possible. But again, this wisdom was left aforetime for our learning, that we would apply that in these days through the Spirit. And these are telltale examples. When you have a guy that's saying, look, we're going to start an Israelite community, and they're taking pictures with guns, and they're telling guys that we got more guns here than the police. That's a culture thing. That has nothing to do with the spirit of the time that we're living in. And it's obvious. Understanding the times is becoming more and more important every day. Not just understanding it in general, but understanding how to apply the wisdom that the Lord left us in the time that we're living in. Are those things wise? Are they lawful? Okay, are they expedient? And again, all of this is according to prophecy anyway through the Spirit, but these are moments of edification. Because again, what we're a part of and the understanding of that and the understanding of how you're supposed to move, knowing what you know, is extremely important. And we're witnessing the opposite. All right, so Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.